a lot, they'll take
I'm
it.
gonna be on top breath, I knew what I needed. I'm spending all my nights and days, lay back daydreaming. Look at me, I'm a quick girl now, said I'm gonna do something. For the world, I break this down, now but y'all run this.
Hey you guys, so this is going to be a different tutorial today. It's going to be a spring tutorial, you guys. I really tried my best to use bright colors, and it's kind of like a red, reddish pinkish smoky eye. And I use Makeup Geek sparklers, which I love. Like, the pigment is so bomb. Gotta take what you got. But my face, my face came out so bomb today. I want to thank my friend Dinafy on YouTube too for, like, you know, she boosted me up last night. Like, she was like, don't quit, keep going, like, things will get better. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Dinafy, for giving me the good advice. Bye. Hey you guys, this is my spring makeup tutorial. So let's begin. So now I'm using my Smashbox primer to blend all over my face, and then I'll be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. And I like to shape my brows with it and then fill it in. Now I'm color correcting with MAC Pro Conceal palette, and I'm using those two shades. I'm using the yellow one under my eye because my foundation is a bit warm, so I'm just using that, and it helps with my dark circles. And now Nikki Tutorial says it helps when you put powder on and set your color correcting so that it stays in place, or everything you did was for no reason. So that's what I'm doing. I found it very useful. You can use any setting powder. I use my Contour Kit, and I use my Ben Nye neutral powder setting powder. And you brush that off, and now I'm using my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, and I'm just blending that all over my eyelid. And then I'll be going into the shade Soft Peach, and I'll just be mattifying the primer we put on our eyelid. Now that I'm done doing that, I'm using L'Orange from the Contour Kit Tan to Deep, and I'm using that to start to form the halo. Do not go into the center of your eyes, of your lid. Now I'm using the 120 palette from Coastal Scents. This is palette number 5, and I'm using the red color, the deep red pink color, to intensify my halo even more. And I'm just working it in. Now I'm going in with ABH's Shadow Contour palette, and I'm using the color Beverly in towards the middle of my eyes. And this helps so that I know where to put the glitter. So now I'm using Makeup Geek Sparkler's Solar Flare, and I'm using Dual Lash Enhancer Glue. So using this glue, I put it on my brush, and then I pat it onto my eyelids. And then I also put some glue on my brush, and then I dipped it into the sparkler, and then I put it on there for the best results. Now you can put as much as you want, and you can put as little as you want. Now I'm using a pointer brush, and I'm going to go back into the red shade that we used. Well, I'm using Morocco, the red shade, and another reddish brown shade that I found in my Coastal Scents palette. And I'm just using that to intensify the halo. now I'm going into my foundation, Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation in the color Cinnamon, and I'm using my Echo Tools brush to put it over. If you want medium coverage, you're going to use a kabuki brush. Medium to full coverage, you're going to use a kabuki brush to put this on and apply it. Well, to blend it. I find that this way putting on foundation is easier for me and I get the most coverage. Just keep on blending and blending and blending until you see no more lines, no more color corrector. And now I'm going to use the color Toffee, LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Toffee in order to conceal under my eyes. And I'm also going to be going in with a second color, Warm Honey, in order to highlight my areas. Now I'm spraying my beauty blender. It's dry, but I'm spraying it with the NYX spray Dewy Finish, and I'm just blending it into my face, the concealer that we just put on. Now I'm using Bobbi Brown Stick Foundation in Espresso, and I'm going to be using a flat angled kabuki brush to blend it in. Blending is very important to make sure that you have the best results. So now I'm using a second concealer, which is by Kevyn in the shade SX13. Makeup by Sheila said if you want to look flawless, you use a second concealer, so I was just doing extra. You don't have to do this step if you don't want to. But I put it underneath my contour in order to make my contour more defined. So going into the ABH Contour Kit, I'm using the color Nutmeg to bronze my face. And I'm using that all in the places where I contour. Okay, so I already set my face and everything. So now I'm just making sure I go in with the Inglot Gel 77 liner. And I'm just using that to tightline my waterline to make sure I can put the lashes on. I'm using the House of Lashes in Siren. So now I'm using my Great Lash Mascara by Maybelline, and I'm just using that to volumize my lashes, my natural lashes. Now I'm brushing off the setting powder, and I'm using my MAC Studio Finish powder in Deep Darkest. And now underneath my waterline, I'm using Morocco in the color Fudge. And I'm going to use a Black Radiance pencil, eyeliner pencil, to fill in 3/4 of my eye, to fill in 3/4 of my waterline. Now I'm using MAC's Ruby Rue, and I didn't use a pencil or a lip liner, and I'm just filling in my lips with this shade. Now I'm going into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit palette, and I'm using the color L'Orange as a blush. I really love this color. And then I'm going to be using the Glow Kit, and I'm going to be using the color Golden Bronze. I find it better to put the product on first and then spray the brush. And then I'll be setting my whole face and spraying it with the NYX Dewy Finish spray. And this is the finished look, you guys. Thank you guys for watching.